Okay, now we're going to take a look at the derivatives of other trig functions. And in order to do this, we need to remember the different trig identities. You can find a list of them in your textbook or you can search them up online. So let's have a look first at the derivative of tan x. So I don't know what this is, but I do know that tan x is actually just sine x over cos x. And I can take the derivative of this. The derivative of sine x is cos x, and keep the bottom. Subtract the derivative, or keep the top, sine x, and the derivative of cos x is negative sine x, all divided by cos x squared. What I need to do now is I need to remember that, oh, sorry, let's do one more step. Let's clean this up first. So I have cos x squared plus sine x squared, or sine squared x, all over cos squared x. What I need to do now is I need to remember that this is actually a trig identity that equals 1. Okay, cos x squared plus sine x squared equals 1, following Pythagorean theorem. So in the end, y primed equals 1 over cos squared x. And this is actually just secant squared x. So the derivative with respect to x of tan x is secant squared x. All right, let's try another one. All right, we got cosecant. Well, we don't know what the derivative of cosecant is, so we're going to rewrite this in terms of sine. So this is 1 over sine x, and now I can take the derivative of this. Take the derivative of sine x will give me cos x on the top over sine squared x on the bottom. And I can pull this apart. So I actually have cos x over sine x times 1 over sine x. Sorry, and this should have a negative here too. Okay, so I've just pulled this apart into two functions. I can use my trig rules to tell me that cos x over sine x is actually cotan x, and 1 over sine x is actually cosecant x. And these are negative. Let's rewrite this out. The derivative with respect to x of cosecant is negative cosecant times cotan. Y equals 1 over cos x, and now we can take the derivative. The derivative of cos x is negative sine x, but because this had an exponent of negative 1, those will cancel each other out, and I square what's on the bottom. I'm going to separate this like I did before, so I have sine x over cos x as one term, and then 1 over cos x as my second term. This is actually just tan x, and this is actually 1 over cos x. So when I write this all out together, the derivative with respect to x of secant x is equal to tan x secant x. All right, one more. Cotan. So we write this in the form that we can take the derivative of. So cotan x is actually cos x over sine x. And I go ahead and take the derivative. Derivative of cos x, negative sine x. Keep the bottom. Subtract. Keep the top. derivative of the bottom, all divided by the bottom squared. Clean this up. Negative sine squared x minus cos squared x all over sine squared x. Now I'm going to factor out this negative so that I can use a trig identity. This actually equals 1. So the derivative of cotan x is actually equal to negative 1 over sine x squared, or negative cosecant x. Okay, for practice, we've got page 319, numbers 1 through 3.